Okay, so picture this. You have marched an entire army clear across a continent. Your goal is right there, just in sight. But there's a problem, a huge problem. Standing right between you and victory is the vast, unconquerable ocean. Well, this was the exact spot Rama and his army found themselves in. So let's dive into this incredible moment of crisis and what it reveals.
I mean, it sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? But this is the real, practical question at the heart of our story today. Rama needs to get his army to Lanka, and the sea is in the way. Now, his first instinct isn't to fight it, but to, well, ask. But how in the world do you even begin to make a request of something so immense, so powerful, and so ancient?
So, what's Rama's first move? You might think a divine king, a legendary warrior, would just start blasting his way across, right? But nope. He chooses the path of humility. He approaches the Lord of the Ocean not as a conqueror demanding a path, but as someone humbly asking for help. And the words he uses here are so important. He says, I request a path, and he wants to cross peacefully. This shows you just how much respect he has for the natural order of things. He's not trying to bend the world to his will by force, at least not yet. He's giving the ocean a chance to be part of the solution. And what does he get for all this humility? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just silence. The waves just keep doing their thing, totally indifferent to this great king and his righteous mission. And this right here, this is the first real test. Not a test of his power, but a test of his patience. And we're not talking about a few minutes of awkward silence. This goes on for days. And this waiting period is absolutely crucial because you can just feel the tension building, and you start to see these very different ideas about leadership begin to clash. Think of this timeline as a kind of pressure cooker. On day 1, Rama is the very picture of calm and focus. By day 2, you can feel the anxiety spreading through his army. They're getting antsy. And by day 3, well, even Rama's legendary composure is starting to fray at the edges. This really breaks down the two sides of the argument playing out right there on the shore. On one hand, you've got Rama, who is being patient, trusting the process. And on the other hand, you have his brother, Lakshmana. He's the man of action. He sees all this waiting as a weakness and is convinced that the only language the ocean is going to understand is force. And there it is. Lakshmana just comes right out and says it. He's basically yelling, enough of this. Being nice isn't working. He is ready to pull out the heavy artillery and just solve this problem right here, right now. You can't blame him for his impatience, really. It's the simple, direct solution. Now here's the interesting part. Lakshmana might be the one shouting, but his words seem to unlock something that's been simmering inside Rama all along. The big turning point isn't when the impatient brother gets angry, it's when the patient king finally decides, okay, that's enough. We're about to see a whole different side of Rama. And notice that phrase, righteous anger. This isn't him just losing his temper. It's presented as a just, even a necessary response. The time for asking is over. The time for making demands, backed up by some serious divine power, has officially begun. This is how Rama explains his change of heart. He's basically declaring that his main goal, getting justice for his wife, Sita, is now more important than being compassionate to the ocean. It's a powerful idea. Sometimes, to do the right thing, you have to be willing to use force. And the switch is immediate, and it is terrifying. He grabs his legendary bow, the Kodanda, and prepares to unleash a celestial weapon so powerful it could literally boil the entire ocean away. So, yeah, the polite request is definitely over. This is an ultimatum. The effect of this threat is instantaneous. He hasn't even fired the arrow yet, and the entire ocean is thrown into total chaos. The water itself seems to be trembling in fear. This just shows you the incredible scale of the power that Rama was holding in reserve this whole time. And just like that, the silence is broken. A threat of absolute destruction accomplishes what 3 days of humble pleading could not. The Lord of the Ocean is finally forced to make an appearance. I mean, we are talking about the absolute last second here. That fiery weapon is humming on the bowstring, ready to fly, when suddenly this glowing figure rises up from the waves. It's the ocean god himself, compelled to act by the threat of total annihilation. And here is the big reveal of the whole story. The ocean god wasn't just ignoring Rama out of arrogance. He explains that his very nature, his own laws, kept him from responding. He couldn't answer a simple request. He could only respond to a force that was powerful enough to compel him to act.
So now that they understand each other, the whole dynamic shifts. The confrontation is over, and now collaboration can begin. The solution isn't going to be about destroying the ocean, it's about working with the ocean to find a way forward.
And this plan is pretty brilliant. It's a true team effort. Step 1, the army does the physical labor, laying the stones. Step 2, Rama provides the divine magic, making the stones float. And step 3, the ocean god, who's now an ally, promises to provide the stability to hold the whole bridge together. And so, the impossible obstacle was overcome. And it wasn't done with humility alone, and it wasn't done with force alone. It was done with a wise application of both. The way to Lanka, and to that final epic battle, was now finally clear. So this ancient story leaves us with a question that feels very, very modern. Rama's experience suggests there's a time for patient humility, for sure. But it also suggests there's a critical moment when that patience has to give way to decisive, powerful action. The real wisdom, it seems, is knowing the difference. So what do you think? How do you know when it's time to stop asking nicely?